Okay, everyone should have their tests already, and anyone that hasn't taken the test should be out of the room. I have 2 parts to this test, and so you should see 2 scores on your test. 1 out of 42 points, that was the no calculator. And then the calculator part was 58 points. So I'm going to say this again before I stop recording today. But if you choose to retake this test, you can retake both parts. Or if you had one part that was pretty good and one part that wasn't, you could retake either part, the 42 or the 58. But know that you must turn your test back in with your test corrections, because I need to see what the grades were on that as I'm doing that. Which you're always supposed to turn that in, but some people don't follow the rules. So let's start with the no calculator part. A lot of people had some simplifying issues, so let's just look at a couple of those, like number 9. I'm not going to put that one on the board, but we don't leave negative exponents in a fraction, so probably you should just move that down. Other overall issues on 7 through 11, remember that when you're putting it back together, you only write log or ln one time. Number 10, let's look at that one. We did one like this in our notes, where we divided twice and we simplified it, but most people didn't simplify that, right? We don't leave fractions within a fraction. We should definitely put that 5 up as an exponent. So you can say that's x plus 4 to the 5th. Subtraction means divide by x minus 5. And subtraction again means divide by x. But that looks really terrible, right? So I always think about this. If I divide by x, that's the same as multiplying by 1 over x. Or the shortcut is, if you're dividing twice by 2 things, you can just put them both on the bottom. So the best answer there should have been x plus 4 to the 5th all over x times x minus 5. ln only written once. I did only take 1 point off if it was a simplifying issue, so that's not a big deal to fix, but it's important that we know how to simplify our algebra. On the graphs, most people did fine on their graphs, but a lot of people just skipped over the part that said state the domain and range, so that was missed a lot. Number 18, a logarithm is an exponent, or a logarithm is the inverse of an exponential function. Those are kind of the things I was looking for, just because I said it over and over again. Also, that was just 1 point. On the calculator part, we have to make sure we're rounding correctly. If it says round to 3 decimal places and you didn't do that, it is an issue to make sure that we do that correctly. 23 and 24, you have to make sure you write it in ln and give me the decimal. And on all of those, 25 through 30, you have to make sure that you are giving me both answers. So let's look at 27. Right, a lot of people want to just E everything there, but you cannot E unless you just have one ln. So that's where those properties come into play. So I wrote this as ln of 7y because addition goes together as multiplication. Then I can E both sides because E and ln cancel out, and I get 7y equals e to the third. So a nice exact answer there would be e to the third divided by 7. And there's more than one way to do that, but that's a good way, I think. And I got 2.869 as my answer. Also, 29 and 30, very similar to ones that we did on a worksheet. I'm fine with 29 if you just left that as like a really big exponent. It should have been 2 to the 81 power. Number 30 is just like that one on the bottom of the homework quiz, which was like one on a worksheet where I wanted you to do that U substitution. And if you need some help on that, I can help you when I return. Again, you got to make sure you're using the right formula. That was an issue with that. 36, that was just like the one on the worksheet, the last worksheet we did. If you have a down payment, right, you don't need to take out the full loan for $20,500. you take off the 2,000. So if you didn't set your loan amount equal to 18,500, that might have been why you missed that. And again, some of the reasons that you missed might just be calculator issue. Extra credit, I'll be happy to go over that when I come back with you as well if you have questions. Remember that you can retake one or both parts of this, and you can do that all next week. So Monday through Friday, November 30th through December 4th, those would be the days that you can retake this. Just a little reminder that for each problem you missed, you need to tell me what problem you missed, or just write the equation if it's an equation. That's easy to go with it. Number 2, in words, what you did wrong. This is why I give you today to do this. Feel free to talk to each other, help each other on figuring out what you did wrong. And if you still can't figure it out, then save it for me, and next week we can talk about it. And then fix it. Let's say you just didn't round correctly, then you don't have to rework the whole problem. You can just say, I didn't round to the right place, and then you can just round. But if you didn't solve it right, then you need to rework the problem to get the right answer there. And remember that you're going to staple your test corrections to your test to turn them in for a grade. And then you need to think about whether you want to retake one part or both parts, and I'll take the other, like the best of what you do.
Jasmine Freeman, the office, please. Jasmine Freeman, the office.
So have a good break, and I will see you after Thanksgiving. Remember, if you have questions, to just hold them for me after break, or if you really have a question you can't wait to get answered, then you can send me a message on Remind, and I should be able to get back to you.